In the journey of life, understanding the complexities of the mind has been a perennial quest for humanity. Buddha, through his teachings, sheds light on the enigmatic nature of the mind and offers a path towards its mastery. Our minds are strong and tough to control. People have always tried different ways to control their mind, like meditation or discipline, but often these usual methods don't quite work because they don't really get to the heart of how our minds really work. Just trying to push down or control our thoughts doesn't take into account the fact that our minds are lively and full of energy. Instead of seeing our minds as something to fight against, Buddha says we should try to understand them better and work with them. He encourages us to develop a deeper understanding of its workings and to align ourselves with its natural flow. This involves recognizing that the mind has its own rhythms and tendencies, which can't be easily overridden through sheer force of will. By cultivating awareness and acceptance of these natural inclinations, we can work in harmony with our minds rather than against them. Our mind always stops at an extreme. Because of this practice, it creates a kind of energy called karma, which keeps us trapped in a cycle of suffering and rebirth. Every thought, word, and deed contributes to this karmic energy, shaping our experiences and influencing future outcomes. Breaking free from this cycle requires a deep understanding of its mechanisms and effects. Recognizing the insidious nature of attachment and the role it plays in perpetuating suffering is the first step towards liberation. By cultivating mindfulness and detachment, we can gradually loosen the grip of desire and transcend the limitations of the ego. This awareness allows us to navigate life's challenges with greater equanimity and wisdom, ultimately leading to liberation from the cycle of samsara. The story of Kaccayana the monk teaches us about how people tend to see things in terms of opposites. In our lives, we often categorize experiences as either good or bad, successful or failed, happy or sad. This kind of thinking makes our minds swing between extremes, constantly seeking refuge in one or the other. But this habit leads to a never-ending cycle of dissatisfaction and discontent because we're always longing for something different. What we miss in this view is the unity that underlies everything. We fail to see that all these opposites are connected and part of a bigger picture. Buddha teaches us that it's important to not get stuck in thinking of things as either one way or the other. Instead of always going to one extreme or the other, he suggests finding the middle path. That means integrating both sides of things, finding harmony even in differences. By following this middle way, we can feel peaceful and content inside. It helps us deal with life's challenges with understanding and clarity. A big part of what Buddha teaches is about letting go of holding on to things too tightly. This means not getting too attached to things that make us feel good or bad. When we stop clinging to pleasure and avoiding pain, we can break free from the cycle of always wanting more or trying to avoid things we don't like. Letting go of these attachments makes us more flexible and strong, so we can handle whatever life throws our way. After finding balance in the middle path, there's something even bigger that Buddha talks about: enlightenment. This is when suffering stops and a person reaches a state of peace called nirvana. To get there, one has to let go of even the middle path itself. By doing this, they break free from the cycle of being born and dying over and over again. It's a huge step in their spiritual journey. Buddha's teachings give us really important ideas about our minds and how to become free. By realizing that our minds are hard to control, finding balance in life, and not holding on to things too tightly, we can start a journey towards enlightenment. This means we can understand ourselves better and stop suffering so much. By practicing regularly and paying attention to ourselves, we can solve the puzzles of our minds and find real peace.